Watson, and a fantastic piano player who was the first musician that I met in college, along with Terence Blanchard, that knew jazz. We struck a friendship right off the bat. His father was a police officer. My father was a police officer. His mother's name is Shirley. My mother's name is Shirley. So, you know, and we had this love for the music. We eventually became roommates and shared apartments through our college years and remained friends. Unfortunately, he passed away. But we were really dear friends. And as soon as I knew I was coming to Roanoke, I called Miss Shirley and let her know and find out how she was feeling, and, you know, Alan's brother, Elliot. So I'm really hoping to see them tonight. It's been close to 30 years since I've been.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's going to be emotional.
Well, I got to see him play a few times because he kept up a schedule of playing around here while he was alive, and was such a phenomenal musician. It was so much fun.
Incredible musician and great human being, yeah.
Well, my condolences.
Thank you.
Yes,
His
sir.
spirit is with us tonight, for
Yeah,
sure.
awesome.
For sure, yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your experiences with Art Blakey. You joined up with him in 1983, correct?
1983, I did the first performance as a jazz messenger with the two-drummer big band. I was just shy of, I was 20 years old. I was just shy of my 21st birthday. It was March of 1983 at the Boston Globe Jazz Festival. In the Berkeley Performance Center. So, as an 18-year faculty member of Berkeley College, I still get the willies when I walk into that hall. And, you know, I always have a 30-second to 2-minute moment of reliving what the experience was like to sit on a bandstand on a set of drums next to Art Blakey, and him have enough confidence in my commitment to his playing to allow me to play with him, you know. The band was one of the scariest big bands ever assembled. The trumpet section was Terence Blanchard, Wynton Marsalis, and John Faddis. And John Faddis came in and sight read the whole book on the gig. It was amazing. I had, you know, that level of musicianship I had been exposed to as a student, but now I was participating with, you know. And so with my big band, Gen X big band, and the recordings, the true recordings we have, I'm trying now to continue that custom of passing knowledge down. I really feel like as an educator, it's my job to guard. I feel like a guardian, you know. You're so lucky to be around musicians like Walter Davis and Art Blakey. And, you know, Reggie Workman, who's still with us, will be honoring him in May.
What do you feel like are the aspects of Blakey and his musicianship, his ability to lead a band, that are the things that you feel are most important to carry on and to show to younger players?
Well, one of the structural pillars of Art Blakey's approach to music was big band drumming in a small group setting. And if you know the history of Art Blakey, you know that he came from the Fletcher Henderson band, Earl Hines with Mary Lou Williams, who taught him how to, you know, he credits Mary Lou Williams with teaching him how to play with a piano player, you know. And so it's amazing the history of Art Blakey. You know, he knew music. He wasn't an academic. His sense of musicality was organic, but that's because of the era he came from. He came from a really organic era of music that was highly skilled, but was passed down from musician to musician. Chick Webb taught him how to play a press roll, you know. And so those characteristics exist. It's why jazz messenger music is so orchestrated from the drum seat position. And so when you're playing, you know, music in the jazz messenger tradition, or the music of Art Blakey, you can't just be reading the chart out of the real book. It requires a deeper commitment in that. And so I make that painfully clear to my students, and seriously clear. They know that I'm deadly serious about it. I've given I've committed my life, and these guys gave their lives so that I could have something to commit my life to. The construction of a solo, the construction of a set, working on the road as a way to develop the vocabulary and language of a band. Because you could put any great group of musicians together, doesn't make them a band. And a lot of people mistakenly call this group the Messenger Legacy Band. Well, you don't have to put the word band on the end. Because hopefully, if we're getting it right, from the moment we start playing to the moment we stop playing, it'll be clear that we are definitely a band, not just a group of talented musicians who got together to make a gig, you know. And for me, it's much more than making a gig. It's much more than his centennial. I believe that Art Blakey is one of the most important band leaders in American music. If you look at all of the people that have come from his band, you know, Art Blakey produced icons of the music, you know, and that's maybe his most lasting legacy. Who you there?